Hey everyone, welcome back to Southern Gal True Crime. Today I have an MMIP, a missing person cold case, to share with you. Augustine Floyd has been missing from Mount Pleasant, Michigan since October 12th, 2007. He is a Native American male. He was just 18 years old at the time he went missing. He would be 36 years old as of 2025. At the time he went missing, he was 5'10" and 185 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. He is a member of the Grand Traverse Band of Ottawa and Chippewa Indians. His nickname is Augie, and he was last seen wearing a dark colored sweatshirt, a white t-shirt, dark colored jeans, and white sneakers. So on the night that he disappeared on October 12th, 2007, he attended a concert for the band T-Pain at Central Michigan University in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. After the concert, he went to a party on East Remus Road at the Isabella Indian Reservation. So apparently at this party, he had a confrontation with some other guests at the party. He was thrown out, but he later returned, and he was last seen at around 4 a.m. standing near his car. He never returned to his Suttons Bay, Michigan home, and he has never been heard from again. His car, a black four-door 1995 Cadillac DeVille, disappeared with him also. The vehicle had a bungee cord holding the damaged trunk shut and blue Michigan license plate number AAN 4697. They expired in May 2008. It is said that it is uncharacteristic of Augustine to leave without warning or to be out of touch with his family. He was a student at Northwestern Michigan College at the time he went missing. He is one of 7 children, and tragically, his mother was the victim of a homicide at the hands of her husband in 2002, and Augie was injured in the attack trying to defend his mom. He moved in with his grandmother after his mother's death, and he was still living there when he went missing. At the time of his disappearance, Augie did have warrants out for his arrest in Grand Rapids, Michigan, for failing to appear in court for sentencing. In December of 2008, his disappearance was declared a probable homicide. Authorities have said at one time they had one suspect in this case, but they believe that multiple people may have been involved in his presumed homicide, and it does remain unsolved. So there have been a few updates since Augie disappeared, and these updates come from sagachip.org, which is a Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe website. All the links to the sources I use will be in the description box. So the first update that they posted was in October 27th of 2007. They had a massive search effort on October 27th. The Saginaw Chippewa Tribal Police received assistance from the Grand Traverse Band Tribal Police, Leelanau County Sheriffs Department, and the Isabella County Community Emergency Response Team to conduct an organized search of parts of Isabella County. The multi-departmental effort also included representation from Michigan Indian Law Officers, or MILO, the BIA, Bureau of Indian Affairs, and the FBI. The search effort brought together over 120 volunteers across Michigan who gathered at the Saginaw Chippewa Tribal Police Department. Volunteers from numerous cities came out to help search. Parts of northeast Isabella County were the subject of the search, including areas near the corner of Chippewa and Beale City roads. Over 50 Saginaw Chippewa tribal members and Grand Traverse Band tribal members joined with the community, a volunteer force, to provide assistance in searching state land near Coleman and Love roads. course, the community, the tribal, all the law enforcement appreciated all the community support on behalf of the tribe. They were using all possible resources that they had to locate Augie. They also appreciated the efforts of the Isabella County Emergency Management Director, Mark Griffith, the tribal police staff for the long hours that they devoted to around the clock search and things of that nature. So the next update was exactly a month later, on November 27th of 2007. The search had been going on for 6 weeks. Leads were being followed. They were conducting continuing interviews, and the Saginaw Chippewa Tribal Police were still looking for any evidence. They were looking for anybody to come forward to assist locating Augie. The case was entering into its the search was entering into its 6th week. Multi-jurisdictional assistance have been offered through, once again, Leelanau County Sheriffs Department, Grand Traverse Band Tribal Police, Michigan Indiana law officers, Michigan State Police Crime Lab, the Isabella County Community Emergency Response Team. The case did again garner federal attention with the FBI and the U.S. Department of the Interior BIA representatives lended their help. The BIA criminal investigator Levi Carrick was the special agent assigned to the case, and he had been working with lead tribal police criminal investigators Phil Mata and Jason Van Conant. Van Conant said, "We have done follow up on leads. They conducted 84 interviews." According to investigator Mata, they were in the process of cross-referencing all the information and identifying people of interest. Saginaw Chippewa Tribal Police Lieutenant Harry Norman coordinated the 24-hour incident command post from the Tribal Police headquarters from October 21st to October 28th. And Lieutenant Norman made it clear that there is a difference between persons of interest and suspects, as we all know. He said a person of interest can be someone who knows something that they have not told law enforcement. And all our police work points to several people at that time. They had several people who fit that category. They said where their story and recollection of events changed. And that was according to Lieutenant Norman. And then they said a suspect is an identified person where evidence-based information may lead to a warrant for their arrest. So Saginaw Chippewa Tribal Police Captain David Crockett confirmed at that time there were no suspects or warrants had been issued in the case. Crockett said, "We are shaking the tree, and we know there are people who may not be telling the full story. With the federal involvement in this missing person case and the high-profile nature of it, it escapes me why some people would risk a federal obstruction of justice charge against them for misleading or withholding information." So Augie's disappearance, they did a segment on America's Most Wanted with wanting information on the case. The next update was in August of 2008. The Saginaw Chippewa Tribal Police, with the assistance of a county-wide task force, was still actively investigating the case of the disappearance. They received various tips from people. They were still in the process of investigating all the leads. Interviews were still being completed every week in reference to all the new tips that were received. So neither Augie nor his vehicle, of course, had been found at that time. The case remained open and under investigation. Once again, obviously, there were no arrests made at that time. They were still requesting for anybody to send any information in that they might have about the case. And the last update they have on here is from December 2nd, 2008. And apparently, the case shifted from a missing person to a homicide investigation. And it says the investigation into the disappearance of Augie Floyd appears to have turned the corner from a missing person case to a homicide investigation. And this was according to a story that was published in the local newspaper, the Morning Sun. The only other update I was able to find was from August of 2015. There's a news article. Apparently, they searched a pond in Isabella County. The article says a police dive team searched a central Michigan pond on August 5th of 2015. Unfortunately, they came up empty. They were acting on a tip about a vehicle and or a body that was under the water. A Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribal Public Relations Director, Frank Cloutier, said the Isabella County dive team, in conjunction with the Saginaw Chippewa Tribal Police, dove for about 3 hours at a pond behind a house. It was on East Baseline Road. Cloutier said nothing was found, and they were searching in about 20 feet deep water. Cloutier said that, quote, it was assumed that the body and the car that the tipster described could have belonged to Augie. So that was about all on that. So now we're in, 2025, and a law enforcement collaboration between the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe and the BIA continues seeking tips on Augie's disappearance. The Bureau's Office of Justice Services established a missing and murdered unit field office in Mount Pleasant last year, 2024, with 2 investigators who focus on cold cases involving Native Americans around the Midwest. The disappearance of Augie is among the cases that the investigators are working on. The case, Special Agent Nicholas DePlanty said, this case remains open. We are seeking the public's assistance with any information they may have related to the disappearance of Mr. Floyd. And once again, Augie was 18 when he disappeared. He'll be 36 years old as of 2025. And investigators once again suspect there was foul play involved in his disappearance. The MMU is offering a reward of up to $5,000, leading to Augie's whereabouts or the arrest of anyone involved in his disappearance. Saginaw Chippewa Tribal Police Detective Neil Schieffer said consistent progress has been made on this case since 2007, yet the disappearance of Augustine Floyd remains unsolved, and the police is still encouraging people to use the BIA MMU tip line, and that number is 1-833-560-2065 to submit any information related to the case, and no bit of information is too small, especially in these colder cases. So we can do our little part here to help bring more awareness to Augie's case by giving the video a like. Please leave a comment below, but the most important thing you can do is share the video anywhere and everywhere you can to all your social media platforms so that Augie's name, his face, his story stays out there and he is never forgotten. If you would like to learn more about missing persons and cold cases, please consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.